Destiny is not a negotiation, it is an executive order delivered in the final moments before the world changes forever. And right now, that order is being delivered. A deadline has been set in the heavens, not by a committee or a council, but by the source itself. This is not a warning. It is a final notification before a system-wide spiritual reset. For years, you have been moving through a corrupted reality, a system designed by others to keep you locked in a loop. But tonight, that system is being decommissioned. This message is the key, the final access code you need before the old world is archived at dawn. Chapter 1, the final system ping. You are awake tonight for a reason. This is not insomnia. It is a divine appointment. Your spirit knew this message was coming, and it has been keeping your body online, refusing to power down until the signal was received. Feel that subtle hum in your bones, that strange, electric tension in the air. That is not anxiety. It is your antenna locking onto a celestial frequency. The system is pinging you one last time, asking for confirmation before the great transfer begins. For weeks, maybe even months, the signs have been escalating. The synchronicities have become too loud to ignore. The numbers, the names, the sudden memories surfacing from nowhere. This was the pre-installation phase, the system checking your compatibility for the upgrade that is scheduled to go live at sunrise. They, the architects of the old system, never wanted you to reach this point. They built their world on distraction and noise. They created a reality filled with blinking lights and meaningless emergencies, all designed to keep your head down and your spirit occupied. They needed you to stay asleep. Your awakening was the one thing their system had no defense against. They could account for your anger, your sorrow, and your struggle. They built algorithms to predict it, to contain it, to even profit from it. But they could not account for your stillness. They could not account for the moment you would stop reacting to their manufactured chaos and start listening to the silence. And in that silence, you heard the ping. A quiet, persistent call from your true operating system. This message is the authentication handshake. It is the universe asking, "Are you ready?" And your presence here, right now, is your nonverbal yes. Every other path you could have taken tonight, every other distraction that called for your attention, was a final attempt by the old, dying system to pull you away from this terminal. It threw its best shadows at you, its most convincing illusions. It may have manifested as a sudden argument, a pointless worry, a craving for some numbing agent. It even weaponized your own self-doubt, whispering old stories of unworthiness into your ear. But your soul, your true divine core, navigated you through the static. It bypassed their firewalls and rerouted their denial of service attacks. You are here because your spirit is a master navigator. Understand this with perfect clarity. The feeling of urgency you have is real. It is not a psychological trick. It is a spiritual countdown. At the first light of dawn, the gateways to the old reality are being sealed. The server that hosted the old programs of suffering, limitation, and karmic debt is being permanently shut down. This is heaven's verdict. It is a spiritual fact. Those who receive and integrate this final update tonight will be migrated to the new Earth, the new operating system. Those who do not will be left in the archived version of reality, a ghost world where they will be forced to repeat the same loops until they generate their own awakening. But for you, the anointed ones, the escape route is open for the next few hours only. This is not a punishment for them, nor a reward for you. It is simply a matter of spiritual physics. You have done the work to become compatible with the new frequency. They have not. The system cannot upload a file to incompatible hardware. It is that simple, that impersonal, that absolute. Your loneliness was the quarantine period. Your pain was the data purge. Your heartbreak was the process of clearing your cache. You have been preparing for this migration your entire life, and the final boarding call is now. This is the moment your spirit has been waiting for across lifetimes. The feeling that you were born in the wrong time, that you were playing a game with rules you could not see, was accurate. You were a high-frequency being operating on a throttled, corrupted network. But tonight, the throttling is removed. The full bandwidth of your soul is being restored. Pay attention to your body as you receive this. The slight dizziness, the warmth spreading through your chest, the ringing in your ears. This is not imagination. This is your physical vessel recalibrating. It is the hardware accepting the new software. You might feel a sudden need to stretch, a jolt in your spine, or a wave of emotion that passes as quickly as it came. This is the old data being flushed from your cellular memory. Do not fight it. Do not question it. Simply allow it. This is your activation. You have been pinged. And you have answered. The transfer is now in progress. To anchor this energy and formalize your system upgrade, perform this ritual without hesitation. This is an assignment, not a request. Like this transmission to seal the frequency and create an anchor point in your timeline. This action confirms your consent to the divine server. Subscribe to this channel to join the collective network of activated souls, strengthening the grid of the new earth. This links your energy node to the others. Comment 77 below. This is not a random number. It is the divine code for system migration, your energetic signature logged into the new reality's registry. Finally, allow this transmission to replay in the background. Its frequency will saturate your subconscious, overwriting the old, corrupted code as you sleep. This is the final step of the installation. Chapter 2, Decommissioning the Gatekeepers. Let us speak plainly about who is being left behind when the sun rises. This is not about good people versus bad people. This is about compatible systems versus incompatible systems. For eons, a certain group has functioned as the gatekeepers of this reality. They were the administrators of the old server, the ones who set the permissions and throttled the connection to the divine for everyone else. They built the hierarchies, wrote the religious texts that were half-truths, and designed the financial systems that run on debt and fear. They were masters of the old code. They knew its every exploit and its every backdoor. They created a labyrinth and convinced you it was the only reality that existed. These gatekeepers are not all shadowy figures in hidden rooms. Many of them are people you know. They are the spiritual gurus with $1,000 courses who sell you 5-step processes to reach a god they themselves have on mute. They are the bosses who dangle promotions like carrots, keeping you locked in a purpose that is not your own. They are the family members who enforce outdated beliefs about worth and success, acting as unknowing agents of the old system. They are anyone and everyone who derives their sense of power from your limitation. Their entire identity is built on being one level above you. They need you to need them. They need you to be sick so they can sell you the cure. They need you to be lost so they can sell you the map. But overnight, something snapped. And it was not you. It was their source of power. The divine server they had hijacked access to has issued a universal recall of all administrator privileges. This message, this frequency, is a direct connection to the source that bypasses their entire infrastructure. It is a peer-to-peer connection that they cannot monitor, cannot throttle, and cannot block. And they are starting to feel it now. As you read this, a cold dread is creeping into their spirits. The confidence they wore like a tailored suit is beginning to fray at the seams. Their auras, which once seemed so bright and powerful, are beginning to flicker and dim. Tomorrow morning, they will wake up and find their magic is gone. The words they used to manipulate and enchant will fall flat. The energetic influence they used to exert over rooms and people will have vanished. They will try to log in with their old credentials, and the system will return a single, cold message: access denied. Their inner monologue will be one of pure disbelief. It must be a mistake, they'll think. My connection is just down. They will try their old tricks, their proven methods of control, and get nothing. No response. The psychic phone line they used to command others has gone dead. Their panic will mount as they realize this is not a temporary glitch, it is a permanent lockout. They will feel an emptiness where their borrowed power used to be. This is not a punishment. It is a consequence. They built their house on a server that was scheduled for demolition. They were given warnings, the same as you. They saw the glitches in the matrix, the synchronicities, the calls to evolve beyond ego and control. But they chose to interpret these signs as confirmations of their own specialness, not as a universal call to ascend. They believed they were the exception to the rule. They have just discovered they are the prime example of it. You will see this in the coming days. You will notice people who once held immense power over you now seem small, almost transparent. Their arguments will be hollow, their threats will be toothless. It is because the energy that backed them up, the authority of the old, corrupt system, has been pulled. They are running on local power now, and their battery is draining fast. Do not feel pity. Do not feel anger. Simply observe. You are witnessing a spiritual bankruptcy in real time. They held stock in a company that was just delisted from the cosmic exchange. Their tears, titles, or tantrums cannot reverse this. It is a done deal. Heaven's verdict is final. Your role in this is not to gloat or to seek revenge. Your role is to hold the new frequency. As they flail and panic, their instinct will be to try and pull energy from you, to create drama, to lure you back into the old games. They will try to make you feel guilty for your newfound peace, for your sudden clarity. They will call you selfish for no longer participating in their chaos. You must be a stone in the river, unmoving. Your silence will be their mirror. Your peace will be their judgment. You are not responsible for their transition or their failure to make one. You are only responsible for downloading your own update and staying connected to the new network. The gatekeepers have been decommissioned. Their reign is over. The gates are not just open, they have been dissolved. There is nothing between you and God now. Chapter 3. The Akashic Download. What is actually happening to you tonight, in these final hours, is not just an energy shift. It is a massive data transfer. Your soul is being reconnected to the main Akashic server, the cosmic library that holds the records of everything that ever was, is, and will be. The old system kept you on a heavily filtered, read-only version of this server. It gave you just enough information to function within its limited parameters, but blocked you from accessing your own files, your own history, your own truth. You were a user with the lowest possible permissions, locked out of the very records that defined you. This divine update is a full restoration of your administrator privileges. The download that is occurring right now contains several critical data packets. The first packet contains your true soul history. As this data integrates, you may experience flashes of memories that are not from this life. Glimpses of other faces you have worn, other worlds you have walked, other skills you have mastered. A sudden proficiency in a language you have never studied. An inexplicable understanding of a complex scientific concept. A deep, resonant feeling of homesickness for a place that is not on any map of Earth. This is not fantasy. This is your memory being restored. The system is populating your local drive with files that had been stored in the cloud, files they told you did not exist. These memories are reactivating dormant DNA, waking up talents and abilities that you need for the next phase of your assignment. You are not just becoming new, you are remembering who you have always been. The second data packet is a threat detection update. It is a complete overhaul of your spiritual immune system. In the old reality, your intuition was constantly battling interference, like an antivirus program running on a slow, malware-infested computer. It was hard to distinguish a true warning from a projected fear. It was difficult to tell the difference between your own inner voice and the hypnotic suggestions of the system. This update changes all of that. Beginning tomorrow morning, you will have perfect clarity. When you encounter a person, a situation, or an opportunity that is not aligned with your highest path, you will not feel confusion or anxiety. You will feel a clean, clear, and unmistakable no in your very cells. It will be a physical sensation, a deadening of the energy. Conversely, when something is aligned, you will feel a full body yes, an electrifying resonance that leaves no room for doubt. Deception will become impossible to run on you. The new software instantly detects and quarantines any energetic signature that is inauthentic. You will see the truth behind the masks, the intention behind the words, the real agenda behind the smile. This is not cynicism, it is discernment of the highest order. The third data packet is the most important. It contains your new mission parameters. For your entire life, you have been operating on a generic, system-wide objective: survive. You were taught to seek safety, accumulate resources, and avoid pain. These were the only mission goals available in the old game. But you are not here to survive. You are here to create. The data packet being downloaded tonight contains the specific blueprints for what your soul came here to build, anchor, and achieve. This is not a vague sense of purpose. This is a detailed work order from the divine. For some, it will be a creative project, a book, a piece of music, a work of art that will encode the new frequencies for others. For others, it will be a new form of healing, a community project, or an innovative business that operates on principles of collaboration, not competition. Maybe it is a new way of growing food, a new model for education, or simply the act of raising a family in a state of conscious love, creating a powerful anchor for the new grid. You will not receive this information as a list of instructions. It will integrate directly into your desire matrix. Starting tomorrow, you will find yourself powerfully and inexplicably drawn to certain activities and repulsed by others. The job you have been tolerating will suddenly feel unbearable. The relationships that have been draining you will become physically intolerable. And the small hobby or quiet passion you had on the side will suddenly roar to life, demanding to be your central focus. This is not you being irresponsible. This is your soul's internal GPS recalibrating to the new mission coordinates. Do not fight this pull. It is the infallible compass of your spirit, guiding you to your unique post in the grand architecture of the new Earth. The download is nearly complete. The Akashic records are no longer a library you visit, they are a living part of your consciousness. Chapter 4: Reframing the pain as the firewall. Every scar on your soul is about to be repurposed. The pain you endured was not a punishment or a sign of your failure. It was the most rigorous and advanced form of spiritual conditioning imaginable. You were being trained in a high-gravity environment to prepare you for a world with no gravity at all. The old system was a crucible, and its sole purpose was to burn away everything in you that was not indestructible. Now, as this system transfer completes, you will finally understand the hidden curriculum behind your suffering. It was not a curriculum of loss, it was a curriculum of strength. Consider the betrayals you have suffered. The friends who turned their backs, the partners who broke their vows, the family who did not see you. Each one of these events was a firewall installation. A firewall's job is to inspect incoming data packets and reject anything malicious. The pain of betrayal taught your energy system, at a profound level, how to recognize inauthentic connections. It trained you to detect the subtle energetic signatures of deception, manipulation, and conditional love. You became an expert at it. The betrayals hurt because they were successful breaches. But after each breach, your system learned, adapted, and upgraded its security protocols. The reason you can now feel a person's true intention from a mile away is not a magical gift that just appeared. It is a hard-won skill, paid for with your own tears. You are unbetrayable now, not because you are closed off, but because your firewall is so sophisticated it flags malicious code long before it can ever reach your core operating system. Think about the loneliness, the long nights, the feeling of being an alien on your own planet, the profound sense of not belonging anywhere. This was not a social failure. It was a spiritual quarantine. You were being deliberately isolated by your higher self to protect you from the malware of collective consciousness. While others were downloading the groupthink viruses of fear, limitation, and conformity, you were being kept in a clean room. This isolation forced you to find your own signal, your own truth, your own connection to the source. It was in that profound solitude that you learned to differentiate your own energy from the energy of others. It was a training ground for energetic sovereignty. You had to become your own source of comfort, your own source of validation, your own source of love. This was necessary because in the new reality, codependence is an obsolete program. The new Earth is being built by sovereign creators who connect with others not out of need, but out of a shared, wholehearted purpose. Your loneliness was the training that made you a sovereign being. Let's reframe the times you were misunderstood, called too sensitive, too much, or just plain crazy. This was not a judgment on your character, it was a field test of your internal guidance system. The old world operated on a very narrow band of acceptable thoughts and feelings. Anything outside of that was labeled as madness. Your perceptions, which were already tuning into higher frequencies and deeper truths, were incompatible with their limited reality. When they called you crazy, it was because you were describing a landscape they did not have the clearance to see. Each time you were dismissed, you were faced with a choice: abandon your own perception to regain their approval, or stand firm in your truth, alone. Each time you chose your truth, you strengthened your connection to your own soul. You were forging an unbreakable trust with your own inner knowing. This was essential training. You had to become immune to the opinions of those who cannot see what you see, because your mission will require you to follow a map that is invisible to everyone else. And what about the failures? The projects that collapsed, the dreams that died, the times you fell flat on your face. These were not indicators of your inadequacy. They were stress tests designed to see how attached you were to specific outcomes. The universe was teaching you the critical difference between purpose and preference. Your purpose is the divine current carrying you, but your preferences are the little boats you try to build on that current. The old system teaches you to fall in love with your boat. But heaven needed you to fall in love with the current itself. Every time one of your boats sank, every time a failure stripped you of your preferred outcome, you were forced to reconnect with the raw, underlying current of your divine will. It taught you resilience. It taught you detachment. It taught you that your true identity is not in what you achieve, but in the divine energy that flows through you. This makes you unstoppable. A person attached to an outcome can be defeated. A person who is one with the process cannot. Your past failures stripped you of everything that could be taken, leaving you with only the indestructible core of your being. This is the version of you that is being uploaded to the new earth. Hardened, purified, and absolutely unbreakable. The pain was the price of admission. It was the password to a higher reality. And you have paid in full. Chapter 5. The world you wake up to when the sun rises tomorrow. The world will look the same, but it will not be the same. You have not just received a software update, you have been migrated to an entirely different server. The reality you now inhabit operates on a new set of physical and spiritual laws. The change will be subtle at first, but it will grow more pronounced with each passing hour. This chapter is your guide to the new user interface, the new physics of the world you will wake up to. The first thing you will notice is the silence. Not an absence of sound, but an absence of psychic noise. The constant, low-grade static of collective fear, anxiety, and desperation that has been the background radiation of your entire life will be gone. It will feel as if you have been living next to a loud, roaring freeway and someone has, in an instant, turned it off. This newfound quiet will be startling. You may feel disoriented for a moment, even bored. This is because your nervous system has been conditioned to operate in a state of high alert. It will take a few days for it to recalibrate to the new baseline of peace. In this quiet, your own thoughts, your own intuition will be startlingly clear. There is no more interference. The signal between you and your higher self is now running on a clean, fiber optic line. The second change will be in the behavior of others. People still running on the old operating system will begin to react to you in strange ways. Those who are deeply entrenched in ego, fear, and control will find your presence physically uncomfortable. They may become agitated, angry, or dismissive for no apparent reason. This is because your new frequency is a high-wattage truth lamp, and it illuminates all the shadows they are trying to hide. Your aura itself will be a passive lie detector. They will feel exposed around you, and they will react by either lashing out or avoiding you entirely. Do not take this personally. It is a system incompatibility. On the other hand, you will find other activated souls, other people who have received the update, being drawn to you as if by a magnetic force. Conversations with them will be effortless. Connections will be instantaneous and deep. You will build your new communities, your soul tribes, with astonishing speed. The system is now actively connecting its upgraded nodes. The third and most powerful change is the collapse of the time lag between cause and effect. In the old 3D reality, manifestation was a slow, arduous process. There was a significant delay between having a thought or intention and seeing it materialize in the physical world. This lag was a feature of the old system, a buffer that allowed for indecision and doubt. That buffer is now gone. In the new reality, the speed of manifestation is nearly instantaneous. This is both a gift and a profound responsibility. Every thought you hold, every word you speak, every emotion you entertain will now begin to crystallize into reality with breathtaking speed. If you idly think about an old friend, your phone will ring within minutes. If you focus for a moment on the financial solution you need, an unexpected email with the exact opportunity will arrive. A focused thought of lack will immediately draw circumstances of lack. A fleeting moment of pure joy will instantly attract a reason to feel more joy. This is why all the training you underwent was so critical. The pain, the betrayal, the loneliness, it all taught you to master your internal state. You can no longer afford the luxury of a negative thought. You cannot indulge in gossip, complaint, or fear because you will be building your reality out of those very materials in real time. Your mind has become a high-powered creation engine, and you must become a vigilant and discerning operator. For the first few days, focus on holding a state of neutrality and observation. Watch your thoughts without judgment. Speak only when necessary and with great intention. This is your training wheels period in the new physics. You are learning to wield a power that is formidable and immediate. The world you wake up to is a direct, real-time mirror of your internal state. Make sure it reflects the heaven you came here to build, not the hell you just left behind. Chapter 6: The NEW Spiritual Laws of Causation. You are now governed by a new constitution of reality. The old laws of karma, which operated on a slow, grinding cycle of lifetimes, have been superseded by the immediate law of energetic reflection. Think of it like the difference between sending a letter by sea and sending a text message. The consequence of your energetic output is no longer a distant karmic echo, it is an immediate notification on the screen of your life. Understanding these new laws is not optional. It is essential for navigating the world you have just entered. The first new law is the law of energetic transparency. In the old world, it was possible to maintain a discrepancy between your internal state and your external presentation. You could think one thing and say another. You could feel hatred while smiling. This was possible because the collective energetic fog was so thick that it muffled individual signals. That fog has now lifted. In this new clarity, your energy signature is your primary identity. It is broadcast in high definition for all to perceive, whether they do so consciously or subconsciously. You cannot hide your true frequency. If you are operating from a place of fear, everyone will feel it, no matter how confident your words are. If you are operating from a place of love, that resonance will precede you into every room you enter. This law renders all forms of manipulation and hidden agendas obsolete. They are now like trying to run outdated 32-bit software on a 64-bit quantum computer. The system simply will not execute the command. This will be a great relief. You no longer have to waste energy trying to figure people out. Their energy will tell you everything you need to know within seconds of meeting them. Trust that first, visceral hit of information. It is your new, upgraded perception reading the raw data file of their soul. Likewise, you must now commit to radical authenticity. Your only path to successful interaction is to align your thoughts, words, and actions into a single, coherent signal. The power you wield will be directly proportional to your integrity. The second new law is the law of accelerated creation. As mentioned, the buffer between thought and form has dissolved. But it is more profound than just rapid manifestation. The universe no longer responds primarily to your actions or your efforts. The intense hustle and grind that was required in the old system is now counterproductive. It is like trying to yell at your computer to make it work faster. The new system responds to only one input, your sustained vibrational state. Your primary work is no longer doing, it is being. Holding the feeling of the desired reality is the work. A person who spends 1 hour in a state of deep, unwavering gratitude for their abundance will accomplish more than a person who works for 18 hours from a state of frantic, fearful lack. This law requires you to become a master of your emotional body. Your emotions are not just feelings anymore, they are powerful creation commands. You must learn to choose your emotional state deliberately, the same way a painter chooses a color. This does not mean suppressing negative emotions. It means processing them quickly and efficiently without setting up camp in them. Acknowledge the fear, the anger, the sadness. Feel it, thank it for its information, and then intentionally shift your focus back to the frequency you choose to create from. Your feelings are the most powerful currency you possess. Spend them wisely. The third and final law is the law of collective amplification. In the old system, individual efforts felt isolated and often futile. You were a single candle trying to light up a dark stadium. In the new network, every activated soul is a node connected to every other. When you hold a high frequency, you are not just lifting yourself, you are sending a stabilizing signal across the entire grid. When 2 or more of you gather with a shared, high vibrational intention, the creative power is not added, it is multiplied exponentially. This is why finding your soul tribe is a mission-critical objective. When you meet another activated soul, the recognition is instant. There's no small talk, no awkwardness. It is a deep, cellular there you are. In their presence, your own ideas become clearer, your energy stronger. Brainstorming sessions between two such beings can download entire blueprints for new systems in a matter of minutes. The great projects of the new Earth will not be built by lone wolves. They will be built by synchronized, resonant teams. Your individual assignment is one piece of a divine, interlocking puzzle. By connecting with your fellow nodes, you amplify your own power and contribute to the astonishingly rapid construction of a new world. The old motto was every man for himself. The new law is all are lifted as one. Chapter 7. The activation is the assignment. This download, this migration, this entire overnight event was not a graduation. It was an orientation. You have not arrived at a final destination called enlightenment. You have been drafted into active duty. The peace and clarity you feel are not a reward for you to retire into. They are the standard issue equipment for the mission that starts now. Receiving the update was the easy part. Living as an embodiment of its principles is the great work. You are no longer just a participant in reality, you are now a conscious architect of it. This is an immense power and an equally immense responsibility. Your primary assignment is to be a frequency anchor. You are a living, breathing broadcast tower for the new Earth. Your job is to hold the frequency of love, peace, clarity, and sovereignty, no matter what chaos may be erupting in the crumbling old world around you. You will walk into rooms, and your mere presence will diffuse tension. You will stand in a line at a government office, a place designed for frustration, and feel a wave of calm ripple out from you, subtly soothing the agitated people nearby. You will have conversations, and your calm resonance will bring clarity to confused minds. You are not required to preach, to teach, or to convert anyone. You are simply required to be. Your authentic, high-frequency presence is the most powerful sermon you could ever deliver. It is a living permission slip for others to activate their own divinity. You will be a walking, talking tuning fork, and those who are ready will begin to resonate with you, often without knowing why. Your secondary assignment is to follow the new mission parameters that have been downloaded into your desire matrix. The pull you feel towards certain creative acts, certain connections, certain locations, this is not a whim. This is your divine GPS, guiding you to your specific post. Do not delay. Do not second-guess it with the broken logic of the old world, which will scream about risk, security, and practicality. The logic of the new world is based on resonance. If it feels resonant, it is correct. If it feels deadening, it is incorrect. That is the only compass you need now. Act on the resonant pulls with unwavering faith. You are being guided to the people, resources, and opportunities you need to build your piece of the new world. You are a divine contractor, and the universe is your supplier. Your job is to show up to the worksite. The materials will be delivered. Understand that you are the new leadership. Not in the old sense of power, control, and hierarchy. You are the leaders of consciousness, the pioneers of a new way of being. You will lead not by instruction but by example. You will show what is possible. When you create a life of joy, abundance, and purpose by following your resonant pulls, you demonstrate the new laws of reality for all to see. You become living proof that the old system of struggle is obsolete. This is how the world truly changes. Not through fighting the old, but by building the new so compellingly that the old becomes irrelevant. You are the model home for the new Earth. Make it beautiful. Make it true. The time for waiting is over. The time for hiding is over. The system update is complete. The network is live. Your assignment has begun.